And an elderly Albuquerque man tells how he survived a wilderness ordeal that killed his wife. Boy Scout skills, some yarn, and just plain stubbornness all played a role in the 86-year-old man's survival.
Dana Davis and his wife Betty got lost in Arizona, turned onto a remote road, and then their car broke down. He made it out, she didn't. Today he shared his story. Here's News 13's Deanna Sauceda.
Dana Davis spoke to reporters in Globe, Arizona today. His story is sweet, it's sad, but it's also funny. 86-year-old Dana Davis rolled into a news conference today at the Cobre Valley Regional Medical Center in Globe, Arizona. He and his wife Betty got lost on their way back from Chandler, Arizona to Albuquerque last Thursday. Betty didn't make it out.
The choices that they made were not silly, willy-nilly choices. They were thought through, measured.
That's Dana Davis's daughter. Dana told his story of survival after taking a wrong turn in Globe.
And the farther we went, the narrower the road got, the rougher it got.
Rocks punched a hole in the transmission and the car broke down. The couple rationed 2 sandwiches, 3 cookies, 2 candy bars, melted snow, and sat in the car. They had a full tank of gas, which they used sparingly.
Monday, the gas gauge on the car says, tilt, you're practically out.
Then they layered clothing and started walking, but Betty only made it 20 feet before she collapsed.
I heard her breathe a little bit. Then there were 2 or 3 gasps and dead silence.
Her cause of death hasn't yet been determined, but Betty gave Dana advice before she died. A roll of her knitting yarn would eventually lead recovery crews to her body.
She said that if we came to an intersection, I should put some of this up to let people know which road to go down to where I came from.
It was slow going.
I go up the hill and say, oh, there's the top of it. I get to that part, I come on up again. There's another top to it. It took me 2 hours to hike up that first hill.
Dana walked about 7 miles, but he remembered his 4 days in the car with Betty.
My wife and I had sat there and talked for 4 days. She said she'd had more talk out of me in those 4 days than in 60 years of marriage.
Now, Betty wrote notes throughout the ordeal. One note said, maybe we should get a cell phone. Dana added to that note, maybe we should have gotten airline tickets. Back to you.
All right, well, thank you, Deanna. Dana Davis hopes to be released from the hospital tomorrow. Funeral plans for his wife, Betty, are pending.